ever since there was a mass panic buying in 2020, really that whole year, from the beginning to the end, there were more guns sold than probably ever before in America, and there was definitely more new gun owners than ever before in America. And a lot of people had really kind of some regrets with their purchases because there was massive returns. And what I mean by a return is people going in and taking their gun and trading it for something else. And there were two guns that have always kind of been on that list, but now bigger than ever before. Now, before we get into what these two guns are, I do want to take a moment and thank our sponsor, Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, for not just supporting our channel, but being the hands and feet of Jesus Christ. And now we have partnered with them to give away a brand new tracker fishing boat with a brand new Mercury engine and a brand new trailer to one of you. All you got to do, call the number below, tell them God, Family, and Guns sent you, tell them you want to be entered in to win the free fishing boat. And then we'll draw lucky winner around the 4th of July. All right, so what are these guns? Well, as soon as I tell you, I know it's going to make sense to you. And I want to start by saying that obviously I don't have a preference. I love both these guns a lot. So, but I understand why people are returning them. I just think to some degree they're making a mistake. All right, so the first one is a Glock handgun. Now, the reason, since 2020, now we're in 2024, so for 4 years in a row, this has been the most returned handgun in America. And most of why people are returning it is really because they didn't understand it. Most people who went out and bought a handgun sought advice from loved ones. And most likely those loved ones said, you need to get a Glock. So they went out and they bought a Glock. What they didn't know was really the concept of a double action versus a single action, hammer fired versus striker fired, manual safety versus trigger safety. They didn't understand any of that. They just were told to go get a Glock. And then they began to not feel safe carrying them because it didn't have a manual safety. It was striker fired. And they just didn't carry them around. So they returned them for things like revolvers and guns with first round double action kind of thing, and just something safer. And that's usually where they migrated as I talked to Maggie and other gun stores. Now, so that's the number one returned handgun, and has been for 4 years now. The other one is, and before I get off on the Glock, I also want to say it was the most purchased gun over the last 4 years also. So just numbers alone would mean that there's more people trading in Glocks because there are more people that bought Glocks than really any other guns at all, handgun wise. Now the second gun is really for the same reason, but the rifle version, and that's a sporting rifle, and to some degrees the pistol versions. But that whole AR concept is heavily returned right now. People are trading these things in like crazy. And what they're saying is they're afraid the government's going to try to take them. They're going to be put on some sort of list. And so they're opting out of that thing. And, I think that's a big mistake. I really do. It's rifles like that keep America free. So, I'm just going to say that I think that's a big mistake, but it's what people are doing. A lot of people are just getting rid of their sporting rifles and sporting pistols for that matter. And as a result, the used market on both these guns is extremely low, so it's a very good time to be buying both these right now. There's an abundance of used and new out there. So there you go, man. The two most returned guns in America for 4 years. You know, and the AR version, you know, that was, well, the Glock lasts 4 years. The AR is really the last 2 years. Let's be clear on that. So, you know, 4 years on the Glock and the last 2 years on the AR. So any thoughts or insight on any of that? Definitely love your thoughts on it. You know, did you get rid of a Glock or an AR? Did you pick one up recently because somebody else did? What do you think about all that? Put it in the comments below. Again, I do want to take a moment and say, don't forget to enter to win that free boat. You know, and having a good fishing boat is pretty cool. And the trackers, you know, they're made here in Missouri. It's one of the best aluminum fishing boats out there, man. You put that brand new Mercury engine. It's just a 3.5, but man, that's a great engine, especially just out fishing. You know, throw in the brand new trailer to boot. It can't be beat. And all you got to do is call that number below and tell them God Family Gun sent you. You want to be entered to win free fishing boat. So definitely enter, and we'll draw that around the 4th of July. So again, don't forget to put in your thoughts and comments. But by far, the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, and never, ever hesitate to send that stuff in. Thank you for watching this episode of God Family and Guns. As always, love God, love your family, and love guns.